I'm Jasmine Anderson. About 20 people have been displaced after a fast-moving fire ripped through their condominium complex in Roslyn. This was the scene just before 3 yesterday afternoon at Acorn Ponds at North Hills. The cause of the fire remains under investigation, but it's not believed to be suspicious. Residents from 8 units were displaced due to smoke and water damage. No one was hurt. In West Babylon, a popular deli was consumed by flames. This is Frank's Deli on Little East Neck Road. We're told flames engulfed the deli around 5:30 yesterday evening. No one was hurt. It's unclear what sparked the flames. A show of support today for a local Catholic school teacher who claims he was fired because he was gay. There's a rally today at St. Agnes Cathedral in Rockville Center for Michael Califano. The former third-grade teacher at Maria Regina Catholic School in Seaford says he was terminated Wednesday. The school's pastor told him he was not following the Catholic lifestyle and Catholic ethics. Califano says it happened after diocese officials were alerted to social media posts of him kissing his longtime boyfriend. More funding for housing developments here on Long Island. The Long Island Regional Economic Development Council has been awarded up to $10 million in state grant funding. The plan, called Long Island Forward, would help local governments and property owners redevelop vacant land and buildings. The goal is to add 50,000 affordable housing units in Nassau and Suffolk over the next decade. The Long Island Game Farm is getting a facelift just in time for Memorial Day weekend. The Manorville Farm plans to renovate and reopen its outdoor amphitheater. It's also creating a nature trail accessible to wheelchairs and strollers. The project will be funded by a $568,000 grant from the Suffolk County Jumpstart program. Former Jets Joe Flacco came back to haunt his team.
Flacco on 3rd and goal, throwing, caught, Elijah Moore.
His old team, that is, and what a comeback it was. He led the Cleveland Browns to a playoff berth with a 37-20 win over Gang Green last night. He became the first player in NFL history to have 250 passing yards and multiple passing touchdowns in each of his first 5 games with the franchise. Incredible. Well, checking out your hyper-local forecast, cloudy today, highs around 51 degrees. Tonight, a mix of lows in the 40s and 30s. Saturday, a high of 46 and partly cloudy. Not too bad, but everybody's focused on the holiday weekend, of course. For all you Long Islanders braving the cold for New Year's Eve, expect a low of 34 degrees. Maybe the confetti will keep you warm. I don't know. Enjoy with your family. Be safe. A look at your 7-day forecast coming up.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
Suffolk County Executive Steve Bellone is leaving office this weekend with an uncertain future. Macy Egland has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Oh, it's been quite a ride the last 12 years.
Steve Bellone looking back on his tenure as Suffolk County Executive. The Democrat has now hit his term limit.
We dealt with crises from the beginning and right through to the end.
Within his first year on the job, Superstorm Sandy, which left behind a trail of destruction. This as the county was dealing with a financial crisis.
You know, we had a $500 million accumulated deficit and a structural imbalance of $200 million and more that was growing.
He says by 2019, his team was able to turn the finances around without having to pierce the property tax cap.
We inherited a county that was in fiscal crisis, and we're turning over a county that is in the best fiscal condition it's ever been in.
There were other immediate challenges as well, like cleaning up corruption at the highest levels of law enforcement, with the arrest of then Suffolk Police Chief James Burke and replacing Tom Spoda as district attorney.
Tom Spoda, you must resign from this office.
Navigating a pandemic and the economy shutting down, and then a cyber attack, which crippled the county's computer systems. But in the background, during the immediate crises, Bellone says he was focused on the future.
You have to be committed to working on things that matter over the long term, and that you won't get to see the end.
Vallone says his team laid out the blueprint to solve water quality issues on Long Island.
We've implemented a groundbreaking septic improvement program, first of its kind in New York State.
And invested in the future with the Connect Long Island development plan to keep and attract Long Islanders who will help grow the economy.
We've invested significantly tens of millions of dollars in housing. We've invested in our downtowns and infrastructure.
Projects that he says will support future generations. As far as Vallone's future is concerned, the 54-year-old says he's not ruling anything out.
I'm obviously still interested in service, and I am concerned about where the region's going, frankly, where the country's going, you know. So we'll see.
Reporting for NewsdayTV, I'm Macy Egland.
Read more about Steve Vallone on Newsday.com. Just click Get More below the NewsdayTV video box.
Feed Me is brought to you by PC Richard & Son.
Trading his commute to the city for a local distillery and tasting room. Scott Vogel takes us to East Northport in today's Feed Me TV.
Talks about farm to table, but what about distillery to bar? My favorite bar is local, all the patrons are local, and my vodka's from Sweden. Am I the only one who's bothered by this?
You press down?
Nope. So's this guy.
Personally never liked vodka before. I really enjoy making it now.
John Pollock spent 25 years commuting back and forth from the island to Wall Street. Could you please paint us a picture of your life before?
Train, suit, early, no sleep.
And all the while, he dreamed of a different life. Until last fall, that is, when after years of planning and research and mentorship, he transformed a former Five and Dime in East Northport into Twisted Cow Distillery. Pollock was adamant that his be Long Island spirits, not just in name. The rye and wheat for his vodkas is grown at Foster Farm on the East End.
You can chew it. It's good. You can get some bread. They are edible, right?
The fruit in his Twisted Richter's cider pie comes from the celebrated apple orchard just up the road.
Why do we have to get everything from halfway across the country when it's right here?
So the process from start to finish takes how long?
For a vodka, roughly 5 weeks from the time we mill our grain to the time we bottle. Press it up with two hands with full grip, get it on the shelf. And right. Perfect, well done. We've now corked a bottle.
That's even easier than I thought.
Oh, look. It's messed up later. You have to take that one home.
Oh, darn. I think it looks fine. You sure? I've seen bottles worse than this.
I can't sell that.
So we talked a lot about the distillery. Why did you want to have a bar, cocktail lounge, whatever this is?
The tasting room is a way to pay the bills as my spirits age.
I mean, it almost needs a new name. Because I'm used to vodka just being like, hand sanitizer basically. You could never go back to a name brand typical vodka after this, right?
That's my hope.
You're right. They're unique, one-of-a-kind spirits born of a one-of-a-kind local community.
People I've lived next to for 20 years have never seen. Because you get on the train at 5:30 in the morning, you get home at 8:30 at night, and you don't see anyone.
And crafted by a one-of-a-kind guy who found the means and the mettle to live his passion. All of us suspect from time to time that we're living the wrong life. But here's the thing, some of us are actually doing something about it. And cheers to that.
Cheers. For more on Twisted Cow, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
When you're covering the courts, it's paramount that you get your information from a trusted source. I feel that at Newsday here, we're documenting Long Island history every single day.
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Thanks for joining us. Happy New Year, everyone. We'll leave you with a look at your hyper-local 7-day forecast.